And offensively, I just think that we need a identity. We need to know who we are offensively because we don't know. I don't know, at least. I mean, if you know who we are offensively, please comment below and tell me, inform me, because maybe you're seeing something I'm not seeing. Because the only identity that I see for us on offense is that we don't have one. What up? It's your boy, the ATX Junior, back with another video. And today we're going to talk about BYU. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. And man, it was such a hard one to get into. It was such a hard one to watch. Let's start with the defense, because actually for me, the defense was the down part of this game. And, you know, I'm used to saying the offense, and don't get me wrong, the offense didn't look, all that either. But let's start with the defense. I don't know what is going on when we travel. When we're on the road, I don't know what happens. It's like, I don't know if it's the environment of these stadiums. I know that field was horrible. Like, the Big 12 needs to do something about that. That is, I mean, we don't have to worry about it no more, but damn, that's a big game changer. But either way, the defensive line. Let's start there. Let's just start from the front and work our way back. The defensive line got dominated. They were able to do whatever they wanted to do when it comes to running the ball. And to know that this BYU team doesn't have a good offense at all, and to know that our defense is actually somewhat good this year, and I would say the strong point of our team when they choose to be. This goes back to last week too, about when I was saying we hold it in our hands. We are as good as we want to be. We are as good as we choose to be going into that game. Our mentality, the way we execute. This is a perfect example of how bad we can be. Because they just weren't in it. Their heads were not in that game. I don't know what it was. Their heads weren't in the game. D-line, trash. Linebackers. Where were you? No idea. Linebackers. It seems like it was the defensive line, and then the next level from that was it were the safeties. Because I didn't even recognize any linebacker play that game. I don't know if the field had that much power against the game or whatnot, but damn, it's almost like the defensive line and the linebackers were one. How those boys were blocking them. It's like that BYU offensive line did their job and did it well, because they made our front seven look minuscule. Looked like they were playing preschool kids out there. Wide open gaps. Running back running straight through the hole. Easy. No contact to the second level. Third level. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about when I say we hold it in our hands, man. And we didn't want it. I don't know if we went into this game with the mentality of, oh, we got this. This is nothing. BYU, it's just BYU. I don't know if that's the case, but that's damn sure what it seemed like. It seemed like we overlooked that offense, and heads got a little too big out there. I don't know. I mean, to me, that seemed like that would be impossible with a Brett Venables coach team of anybody's just heads be getting too big for themselves. But damn, man, that was sad. That was a sad story to watch. And when you can establish the run game, this is something that I've been saying all year long about our offense. If you can establish the run game, that opens up the lanes for passing. So I don't get too much flack on our secondary, because they could do whatever they wanted up front. So, of course, that's going to affect our secondary. And, I mean, the one positive I can say, man, Billy Bowman, dog. I said in a previous video that he'll be coming back next year. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be coming back next year, because he can be a pro if he chose to be. You know, he can go now. Now, I do think that if he got another year, it would benefit him immaculately, even if that's the right way to use the word. But it would benefit him so much if he came back another year. But if he chose to go pro, I'm sure he'd get picked up. I mean, he wouldn't get picked up in the early rounds, but he'd get picked up for sure. But that's probably the only plus side about that defense was Billy Bowman Jr. And that dude took that tutty back 100 yards, interception, pick six, touchdown. He really won the game. I'm not gonna lie. I look at that like he won the game for us because that's what we needed at that time. They were about to score. This would have been, man, if Billy Bowman was not there, man, I'm telling you, man, he was a playmaker that game against BYU, and I can't say that about anybody else. I mean, I do know Danny, he was in and out. He had the flu or something like that. I don't know, but we expect so much from this linebacker core. They're so young, but they have the leadership. They know what they're doing. So whenever they go out there and put tape on the field like this, which make it look like they don't know what they're doing, that kills me, man. It hurts so bad because it's like I know that's a mental thing. That is all in your head. Like, because it's not a physical thing. It's not a lack of knowledge. It's not any. What else can it be other than the fact that you didn't show up prepared for this game? Like, you have the talent, you have the coaches, you have the scheme, the scheme that maybe I'm not I'm a fan, so I'm not looking at this stuff as, oh, they're in the 3-5 under, like, I don't know, oh, they're in 11 concept. I'm not into all that. I don't know. I'm just seeing what I see on the field, and from what I seen on the field, it looked like those linebackers were not there. And that's sad because y'all are the strength of this team. So when y'all don't show up, you can see how that reflects on the whole team. Now let's get into offense. Man, I have a list. I have a book. This is the Bible that I wrote whenever I was just in my feelings watching that game. And I had no doubt we would win. Don't get me wrong. I never felt like we were going to lose the game. But it was just so hard to sit there and watch that. Like, man, overall, too. I'm not just talking about the offense. I'm talking about the defense, the offense, hell, the special teams. The whole everything that we put on the field was just hot garbage. And if we were to play TCU like we got this week, that would have been an L. Let's put it that way. By the way, TCU breakdown, that's coming a day early. I'll do that on Thursday. Normally I do it on Friday, but since that's game day, I got to come early with it. But that's another video, another time. Let's get into the offense. I am so confused. I'm so confused on what we're doing out there, man. Like, who are we? We have had 11 games now, and we do not have an identity on offense. Sawchuk can run his ass off. We seen it. Tawee, we seen it. He's hurt and he damn near had 5 yards to carry, bullying people. But we still put the ball in the air, man. Especially on man, it's like the situational football, the play calling got to me so bad. And I'm not gonna sit here and just blame Jeff Lebby. I'm not putting no flack on him because we took the dub at the end of the day. But I guarantee you that if we would have lost this game, the whole Jeff Lebby issue would have been brought right back up. Because the fact that Tawee had 5 yards to carry damn near, Sawchuk was going off. Why are we putting the ball in the air against a team that can't defend the run? They have put this on tape all year that they cannot defend the run. And we're going to go into their stadium, into their home, and say, let's throw the ball. Oh, first down? Let's throw the ball. Horrible field. Horrible field. Oh man. Let's throw the ball. Everybody knows, and we got a little too into it in Kansas when we played Kansas about the run game, forgetting about the past. But everybody knows when it's conditions like this, you run the ball, and especially on a team that's telling you to run the ball. They've been telling you all year, run the ball on us, because we can't do nothing about it. And they couldn't. They couldn't do anything about it. We still putting wide receivers in the backfield like running backs when we got running backs going for over 100 yards. What is that? That's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. Too cute. We're getting too cute. And it makes no sense why we don't have to be this cute. I don't even, at this point, I can't even say anything about the lack of execution, which I do believe that played a part. But I mean, I can't say nothing about that. To me, this is strictly just offensive play calls. To me, this is strictly a Jeff Lebby. I'm sorry. I'm not the negative guy. I know I'm the positive person, but damn, this is a Jeff Lebby thing this game. And we came out with the dub. So that's a good thing. That's a positive thing. I'm not here on the fire Jeff Lebby train. But damn, this was a Jeff Lebby thing. What was the goal going into this game? I mean, at the end of the first quarter, I mean not at the end of the first half, Tyree Walker had 3 carries, which if he's hurt, okay. But Tyree Walker had 3 carries, real running back. Shawchuck had 7 carries, real running back. Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 21 times. Any time that an actual running back touched the ball to carry the ball, there was 10 attempts versus Dylan Gabriel's 21 times against a team that cannot defend the run. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then outside of them two, we have, don't get me wrong, if you look at the full box score, we had 15 carries to 21 throws. But that just means that 5 of those carries went to other people that weren't our starting running backs. Whether that's a DG sack, and if it's DG taking off, then cool. But I ain't even see him take off, really. And don't get me wrong, and with him getting hurt like that, it's always sad to see because, man, DG puts his all into these games. He is a great quarterback, and I'm so happy that he came to Oklahoma when he could have been in UCLA whooping on USC. He could have did that, but he came here and was a game changer for Oklahoma. He was a lifesaver for Oklahoma. We were out of it. And when in doubt, trust DG. Don't get me wrong. I'm still on that. But it's a time and a place. In BYU, on a horrible field, a little bit wet conditions, the time is not for DG to show out. The time is to give the ball to them running backs. Hell, if Tyreek can't do it, then give it to Barnes. You have running backs for a reason, man. And it's not to have these wide receivers in the backfield. It's not to set up. It's not to call plays where it's a clear pass. It's obvious. I'm watching it, and I don't even know much about formations and names and all that. I don't know much about that. But guess what? I'm looking at the way the linemen are standing up. I'm looking at the fact that there's a wide receiver in the backfield. You're gonna throw the ball. When you don't need to. It's just, man, it's just a little, I pray about balance in life, in society, in everything, in my bank account, in my bills, whatever. I pray about balance. And man, the most thing that needs balance the most is this offense. And this, for some reason, we can't figure it out. When whatever works. I mean, there's so many sayings that I say on here, but that everybody knows. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So when we go against a team last week like West Virginia, similar to BYU, and we go crazy with the running and passing and balance. We're balanced. let's change that completely. Let's do something way different. Let's throw the ball all game, even though the field is horrible, the conditions aren't all that. Let's throw the ball. Yeah, I say so. I'm so confused with this offense, man, and honestly, at this point, I don't see it getting any clearer. I mean, we have one more game left in the year outside of our bowl game. That's not enough to establish who we are. We've had 11 chances before this game coming next week to establish who we are in offense or on offense, and we haven't done that yet. And we're Oklahoma. Like, like we know who we are. The fan base knows who we are. Speechless. Speechless. I don't know. I have no words. I don't know what to say about it, man. I don't know what to say about it because literally, I mean, it be the things. It be the worst feeling when these are things that you talked about beforehand, before the game even started, which means that you're seeing something that they should be able to see. And remember, I'm not the one out there watching film throughout the week, looking at each individual, seeing what their tendencies are and what how I can get. I'm not that person. I'm just the person that watched the game live and reacts to it. And I'm sitting here telling you, seeing it from my eyes, that run the ball, be balanced. And that didn't happen, at least not in the first half. Now, the second half, I was already pissed off. I was too much into it. So I don't know. We might have ended the game in a more balanced way, but you establish what the game is going to be like in the first half, anyways. So if that's the product that you put out there on the first half, and then granted we lost DG, we had Jackson come back in. I mean, he had to burn his red shirt, and I'm praying for DG, man. I mean, I know Coach said that he might be playing next week or this week. I don't see it happening. I feel like the future is now, and we got a glimpse of it. I mean, Jackson Arnold, you could tell he had the jitters out there at first. But once he settled down, the future's bright, man. Like, the future is bright with Jackson Arnold. And I know this whole offensive issue thing is a Jeff Lebby problem. And I know that this whole, and don't get me wrong, for this game, it was a Jeff Lebby problem. Overall, it's more likely execution mixed with the Jeff Lebby thing, But either way, if we're keeping Jackson, then we got to keep Jeff. They are attached to the hip. No Jeff Lebby hate here. I mean, I know it sounds like it. Don't get me wrong, because man, we're better than this, and we're Oklahoma, where we run the ball. Sawchuck has had over 100 yards for the last 3 games. And that's great. That means that they putting the ball on the ground. But damn, man, I don't know why. It just seems like we're not doing it enough. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know who this team is on offense. I know that this team on defense is who they choose to be at the time, which means that they are sketchy. They can have a good game and they can have a bad game, depending on how they feel when they wake up in the morning. And that's a damn shame, honestly, because when you got the talent to be, let me dial back, because we're better than we were last year. So if I'm comparing this team to last year and seeing the growth from last year, at least defensively, I can honestly sit here and say that we are getting better. And that's what you expect year by year, to get better. So since I can sit here and say we're getting better, that is a plus. That is a good thing. But to know that the peak, to know that we don't have a ceiling, honestly, but to see where we've performed at before, knowing that this is where we can be day in and day out, and maybe that's a next year thing, But this year, seeing that how high we can go, but then seeing how low we can go too, and knowing that it's literally just it's either Danny's not playing, which it can't be that because he could be gone, he can be gone this year, or it's them boys just don't have their head on right at the time. You know, I choose to believe the latter. And offensively, I just think that we need to figure we need a identity. We need to know who we are offensively because we don't know. I don't know at least. I mean, if you know who we are offensively, please comment below and tell me, inform me because maybe you're seeing something I'm not seeing. Because the only identity that I see for us on offense is that we don't have one. Maybe it's harsh, maybe it's not, but that product that we seen on the field, that's not Oklahoma football. That's not the expectation. And that's not in our DNA. Bye.